Crisis on campus when a man stabbed 4 students near Gregory Gym. How the UT community is healing and honoring the victims.
Protesters filled the streets of Austin. How some workers are resisting change.
A star-studded gala to support children's health. How 2 famous Longhorns are giving back. Good evening and welcome back to the Neil Spells Broadcast Journalism Studio for our final edition of Texas News Watch. I'm Cinnamon Cornell.
And I'm Avery Travis. One of the worst crimes in UT's history took place Monday afternoon, in broad daylight. 4 students were stabbed on Gregory Plaza and 1 died, freshman Harrison Brown.
The suspect was arrested in the Jester East dormitory and says he does not remember the attack. Tina Rico is live at the scene to tell us about the panic Monday afternoon.
Behind me, you can see a memorial students have set up for Harrison Brown, the 19-year-old student who died after being stabbed. Junior Kendricks White has been charged with murder. Students say that a normal day turned into a nightmare. On Monday at around 2 in the afternoon, the university is offering extended counseling hours, and they say in the following weeks they will be evaluating their mental health resources. Tina Rico, Texas News Watch.
The Longhorn community is reacting in prayer and unity to mourn the life of Harrison Brown.
Ali Triolo is live on campus with details on how students are trying to move forward.
There were 2 events in the past 36 hours to honor the victims of the UT stabbing and life of Harrison Brown. Students gathered at the tower last night for a memorial service, and earlier this week they joined together to pray. Students say the words confusion, fear, and worry can't even begin to describe what they're feeling. UT President Greg Fenves said last night that this act of tragedy should inspire people to tell their loved ones that they care. Ali Triolo, Texas News Watch.
As students returned to class, a hateful flyer rattled some students' sense of safety on campus. A UT senior spotted a flyer of a caricature of a black man holding a knife. In an email, President Fenves said UT officials were working on taking down the flyers. The posters were reported to the Office of Dean of Students for investigation in accordance to the new hate and bias policy.
Well, as graduation approaches, a major change in law school rankings has UT students considering their options. UT Law recently broke into the group of prestigious law schools known as the T14, like Harvard, Duke, and Stanford. Most T14 schools are astronomically priced, but a new rule to be considered a top school is the debt-to-salary ratio. That helped push UT Law into the T14.
University of Texas, both in the law school and maybe even more at the undergraduate and graduate school level, has always outperformed its resources. So it's always been an extremely good bargain.
The only state university in the top 14, Texas Law continues to fight the reputation of enticing only regional employers. Immigrants and their allies gathered at City Hall this week in support of Austin's status as a sanctuary city. Despite their efforts, SB 4 passed in both chambers yesterday. Maddie Blankenship has the story.
Dozens of immigrants and their supporters joined together.
And the 24 people arrested at the sit-in Monday were given citations and released at the scene. Now, SB 4 is headed to the Governor Abbott's desk for final approval.
Ever consider owning a chicken? Well, the city of Austin is looking for you. Austin Resource Recovery now offers free chicken keeping classes and a $75 coop rebate. The home composting rebate program aims to help Austinites reach the city's zero waste goal by keeping food waste out of landfills. According to officials, chickens recycle your scraps and provide fresh eggs. All of the free chicken keeping classes are full, but the city is planning to offer more. So warmer temperatures are ahead. We'll take a look at the rest of this week's forecast.
And 5th graders teaming up with professional artists. How a mentoring program is giving art education a pop of color.
They're loud, they're proud, and they wear pink. Why hundreds of women gathered on the state capitol steps.
And breaking into cars could soon be legal? The fight to rescue kids and pets from the heat of the back seat.
and a celebration of diversity and creativity on campus. A look inside the 25th annual 40 Acres Fest.
Good evening and welcome back to the Neil Spelce Broadcast Journalism Studio for another edition of Texas News Watch. I'm Avery Travis.
And I'm Haley Squires. Hundreds of people from all over Texas stood on the steps of the Capitol to speak out about the future of women's health care.
Reproductive rights and anti-abortion policies are at the forefront of the conversation. Allie Triolo is live at the state capitol with more. Allie?
And multiple Senate bills are proposing that abortion should be revised or banned, no fetal tissue should be sold, and any babies that are aborted should be cremated or buried. Also, contraceptive distribution is on the table.
Women's rights are under attack. What do we do?
And the Senate Health and Human Services Committee has until May 27th to decide whether or not they should pass these bills. In downtown Austin, Allie Triolo, Texas News Watch.
A tuition freeze may be on its way for Texas universities.
Tina Rico is live in the newsroom to tell us more about a state bill that will make college more affordable.
The bill passed the Senate this week. It proposes keeping tuition rates the same for 2 years. After that, public universities will have to achieve certain state standards in order to increase their cost. Many college students across the state of Texas are struggling to pay for school as tuition costs keep rising. Some universities have argued tuition increases are necessary due to a decrease of state funding, but Senator Seliger told me that the bill will only keep universities in check. It is now headed to the Texas House of Representatives. Live from the newsroom, Tina Rico.
Texas filmmakers may also be seeing some cuts this legislative session. Senate Bill 99 aims to eliminate the Texas Motion Picture Incentive Program, a rebate program that gives qualifying filmmakers a chance to get a refund on their filming expenses. The program's goal is to help create jobs for Texas crew members, but lawmakers in favor of the bill think that taxpayers should hold on to the money spent on the program.
3 children have died this year from heat-related illnesses after being locked in hot cars. Now the state is taking action. House Bill 401 would allow people to break into cars to rescue those trapped inside without facing criminal charges. State Representative Jason Villalba created the bill.
There's distress, then immediately they can break the window. If it's a child, there's no question. If it's an animal, they have to wait a little bit and make sure that there is a concern and then make the phone call to law enforcement.
National arts organizations are preparing for some funding cuts. Artists at the Art City Austin Festival this weekend expressed concerns. President Trump's budget would withdraw a total of $971 million from various arts organizations. Local artists at the fair said the arts add value to the community.
It benefits healing and it benefits every single person in the community, and it inspires growth in young people.
Trump also calls for the complete elimination of the National Endowment of the Arts. The proposed cuts could take effect with the rest of the budget later this year.
The city of Austin is taking new measures to keep cyclists safe. Connor Barrick tells us what we should expect to see at some intersections.
As 20-year-old UT student Jessica Ellis was riding her bike home after a 20-mile...
A night filled with student stories and experiences. How one event created a safe space for sexual assault victims to find community.
And as summer nears, many people will spend more time outdoors. We'll take a look at how one organization reminds students about the importance of sun safety.